Hello, welcome to day two of this 5-day live series. And just to warn you beforehand, I have family over. There is a game or a practice going on in the park I live by, and so there's a lot of noises. I do have my music on again today. That just feels right? That's what helps ground me before these lives. To be honest, I don't have notes for today. There is what keeps coming up for me is shadow integration. So I feel like that's just what we're focused on today. I'm just gonna riff. It's gonna be a short live, and then as always, we're going to end with a quick grounding, a quick sound bowl before you enjoy the rest of your day, right? And I enjoy the rest of my day. What's coming up for me with shadow integration is, or I guess the reason why it's really important for me right now to speak on is because embodiment has always been, but I'm having a lot of conversations right now about the importance of embodiment. And how really that looks so different for everyone. And honestly, I get clients with different obstacles, facing different challenges, different pain points in different phases and seasons of their life. And some of them have relationships that they want to work on, right? People that they care about, and connections that they want to nurture without sacrificing themselves in the process of nurturing them. I have clients who are doing great in terms of their relationships, but there is inner conflict and almost a hesitancy to step into the person they know they can be because they just don't know how. That's not something that's been, modeled for them. And then there are those high achieving, highly sensitive women that I serve that feel good, that are seeing progress, that are seeing the results of the work that they've done up to this point. But there's something missing, right? And in just those examples, every single time embodiment is required, right? They're being called to step into a version of themselves they haven't really fully stepped into yet, right? In yesterday's live, I had mentioned that when we are anchoring into our own needs, it calls for us to find grounding and to find presence when we don't really know, or we feel that there's a lot that is out of our control. And control being a big common pain point and topic in the containers that I hold. And it makes sense. But in that live, right, and in that topic, in that conversation of anchoring into our needs, fulfilling our needs, there are so many questions that come up, like what are my needs? I don't know what I need. Or I feel really present right now, right? But I really don't know what to do with this information. Or I know this is what's going on in this relationship in my life. There's a lack of something. I know what it is. There's an awareness of it. But I feel stuck, right? How do I overcome this? we bank on time a lot more than we really need to. And sometimes action looks like intentional inaction, right? No matter what, integrating our shadows is key to feeling and finding our grind, our not grind, our ground, our foundation. And that is really important. With shadow integration comes looking at our pain points and finding the root, feeling all the symptoms, and getting to the root of them. One way that I like to do that myself is, this is a simple emotional intelligence practice that I teach and I've written about and I talk about a lot. I want to mention it because for those highly sensitive, high achieving women out there who are watching this, or if you're in a busy season in life, what's going to be important is when you're going straight to your reflection, and hopefully if it is an issue for you, if it causes pain or conflict within you, I hope that the practice and strategy that I taught in yesterday's live of pausing to drop in before you pause to reflect, I hope that serves you and is serving you. But once you get there, once you get to your headspace, I hope that this practice serves you well to keep you meeting your shadow selves with compassion or healthy detachment, right? Because I feel that that's the same thing and they're interchangeable. And this is just to ask yourself the question, why 3 to 5 times? And I know what you're thinking, you're like, I do that already. I'm a master at that, right? Because as I said, we are masters of reflection. But the difference is in the mindset in which you're asking yourselves those questions. Something that I teach in my Roadmap to Self-Grounding course suite is how you approach your shadow selves, how you approach those versions of yourself that makes you very uncomfortable, the version of you who experiences rage, the version of you who is very impatient, the version of you who is unable to lend an ear because of the overstimulation of emotions caused by emotions, or the overstimulation of feeling stagnant and stuck. The mindset that you enter when facing your shadows in those moments is so important, because the responses that you get to those questions are going to sound very different depending on the mindset that you adopt. And so this is a great emotional intelligence building practice that you can do in your moments of reflection, in moments when you are journaling, right? In moments when you are having hard conversations or deep conversations with people that you love. I think that's really fun too, and I really like doing that, right? With someone that you trust. Being able to ponder these responses of yours, like, I wonder why whenever I have a conversation with this specific person, I get that uneasy feeling. And exploring it with someone is so beautiful, and it allows for you to not lean or jump into the extremes, right? Extremely positive and the extremely negative, both very overstimulating and can be overwhelming, and may not feel like finding your ground in situations. So that's why I mention it, right? But you can totally do this alone. Asking yourself, why is this happening? Why do I feel this same feeling? why, I mean, I was going to say another question, but honestly, when you're asking yourself why, whatever response you give, you're going to ask yourself why again. That's how this practice works. I'll give you an example. Let's say in this scenario, I feel very hesitant to confront a close friend of mine, right? Maybe it's about a specific conversation. I'll paint this example with more details. Hello, if you're here, just go ahead and say hi and let me know you're here. And thank you for popping in. I'll wave at you. Let's say in the scenario, I am avoiding this conversation with a friend. I'm fine up until we talk about a specific topic, and then I get a little uncomfortable, right? And maybe I don't know why. Maybe I haven't addressed this issue within myself. The first thing I'm going to ask myself, hello, hi. The first thing I'm going to ask myself is, well, why do I get quiet? Or why do I feel this way when this topic of conversation gets brought up? The answer may be, I don't know. I just don't want to talk about it, right? Because I don't know is an okay answer. It's an okay response. Well, why don't I want to talk about it? I'm afraid of saying the wrong thing. Or I'm afraid of hearing what they have to say about this topic. Well, why is that? To be honest. And this is how the shadow work, and again, I won't continue that because that can go anyway. The point is that is how that practice works, right? We ask ourselves why. And when we ask ourselves why, it's okay to say, I don't know, right? I think going back to yesterday's live when I was talking about fighting against our processing instead of working with our processing and how we respond to situations and different things, right? It's really important that you are not placing expectations on yourself. And it's so easy to do. We do it mindlessly all the time, right? So when you're asking yourself why 3 to 5 times, I want you to do it with intention. I want you to do it intentionally choosing to be compassionate, right? And lose the expectations. Hi, if you're here. If you're popping in, say hi. Lose the intention, drop them. This is a conversation you are having with yourself, right? Even when you're having, I'm assuming if you were to have this with a close friend, a trusted friend, that you trust them because they're not going to be placing these expectations on you and are open to just receiving your truth as you let it out, right? And as you work through it. But dropping your expectations is really important because you're not going to get the changes that you want to see if you are asking yourself these questions with an idea of there's a wrong answer here. Because when you are doing shadow work and you're having these conversations with yourself and you are quite literally meeting yourself in the uncomfortable, there is no wrong. You are not wrong, right? There's just what is. There's just your truth and using that truth to accommodate you, right? Using that truth to serve you in those moments, right? Navigating the difficulties, even if you're not having relationship issues, even if you're not really having issues that you can put your finger on. It's those weird, intangible moments of stagnation that we can sometimes feel of like, what is next? What's going on here? Why do I feel so stuck? Why do I not feel motivated the way that I usually do? Why do I not feel excited about things in my life, right? again, I get clients that are in all kinds of seasons, in different stages in life, and wanting to work through different things. Shadow work is integral to working through it and embodying our most grounded self, so their sensitivity is serving us. So to end this live and recap, I want you, when you are doing shadow work, which I highly recommend in order to embody the version of yourself you really want to be, ask yourself why 3 to 5 times, right? Whenever those moments of uncomfortability show up for you, right? So if you need any guidance, further guidance, extra help, maybe you want clearer steps, active practices, right? My Roadmap to Self-Grounding course suite is entirely comprised of a Befriending Your Shadow self-paced course where it comes with a bunch of practices, right? An entire workbook that you can print out if you'd like, fill out on your phone, your laptop, on your iPad, whatever is most comfortable for you. You can do that on your own time, as well as integrate these lessons while learning how to protect your energy against energy vampires and draining situations and relationships in your life. You can do that simultaneously. That's what that course suite is for, and you can even do payment plans and not pay all at once, because Afterpay is available. But if you'd like guidance through that process, I invite you to apply to work with me one-on-one. I have very, very limited spots left for the rest of the year, but there's something about having a mentor and a coach in your back pocket to reach out to and get real-time guidance, work through your individualized journey and your individualized healing that is super transformative and allows you to integrate these lessons with way more ease and at a much faster pace, right? So those are my invitations to you. You can DM me for any information or check the link in my bio to learn more about those things. Let's get into our quick grounding and sound bowl, okay? Like I said before, breathe in the way that is most comfortable for you. We're gonna take a big, deep breath, a big inhale is what I was gonna say. We're gonna hold it for 2 beats. We're gonna exhale and release all of the tension in our body. We're gonna do that one more time, and then I'm going to hit my sound bowl or my singing bowl and end this live that way. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you who joined, and for those of you who are watching the replay, make sure you comment replay, let me know that you watched this, and comment any thoughts or questions that you may have, okay? So just exhale, let out all of your breath. If you want, you can place one hand on your chest and one on your stomach and breathe in. Hold at the top and exhale. One more time, breathe in. Hold. Exhale. That was nice. I don't usually exhale through my mouth. It's usually all nose for me, but that felt really nice and needed. All right, sound bowl time. I'm so happy and so appreciative to my friend who gifted me the singing bowl for my birthday this summer. This was beautiful, and I use it all the time. I definitely recommend it for resetting, calming yourself, recentering, and of course, even cleansing and purifying your space as you see fit. thought the music wasn't bothersome. I didn't realize until I hit this thing. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Check my link for any further information for any of my services, or comment your thoughts, or reach out to me personally in my DMs. Okay. I will see you tomorrow.